With regards to uncovering Day's grimy mysteries, nobody can show improvement over another hip bounce monster, Sneak Homie, who has been in similar industry with Puff for a really long time, and certainly is familiar with all that Diddy attempts to stow away. And evidently, Sneak Homeboy has spilled a few beans connected with Diddy's wild gatherings, and why different rappers are presently frightened to move toward the music tycoon. Well, this is the snapshot of large openness from one more veteran of rap. So prepare, folks, as we are bouncing straight into subtleties. Greetings, everybody, and welcome back to Celeb Live channel. I keep my eyes on the most talked about occasions in Broadway and continuously present to you the most blazing updates with regards to celebrating hard. And with extravagance, nobody shows improvement over scenecoms, otherwise called Diddy. There's nobody in the stage local area who hasn't gone to Diddy's lavish hoedowns. And it's genuinely an honor for some celebs to get a greeting from the music big shot from Chris Brown and Madonna. Obviously, it's a wrongdoing not to go to one more slam of the maker. As per Diddy himself, these gatherings cost huge number of dollars, and deciding by the ceaseless stockpile of delectable food drinks and other party-related substances, each party is ill-fated to be a party of the year. Anyway, of late rappers appear to abstain from celebrating with Diddy. And as one more lord of hip-jump, Sneak Homie, accepts it's all since Diddy, the respectable and liberal host, begins to act unreasonably when he drinks as unnerving bits of hearsay spread across the hip-jump local area. Fans likewise get an opportunity to figure out what's happening behind the shut entryways and everything, because of Sneak, who goes to each slam and witnesses far additional things than Diddy permits to be distributed, as it showed up for Diddy. Each party is simply one more chance to dig into his wild dreams, and his visitors are obliged to observe his party guidelines and even partake in certain demonstrations, despite their desire to the contrary. It seems like numerous rappers and youthful gifts don't accept it's an honor any longer, and consider each greeting of the music versatile as a snare. Well, bits of hearsay about Diddy's awkward exercises with different men are the same old thing. And surprisingly, his own ex-protector quality arrangement spilled a few beans on his previous supervisor, since quality's occupation of safeguarding tune insider facts is over. This man has a ton of fascinating cases to make, beginning with the bomb about Diddy's genuine cozy inclinations. Incidentally, Diddy likes to explore different avenues regarding men, and in particular with rappers who are under his mentorship and work with him on the off chance that it weren't two individuals uncovering Diddy's temperament we might have never taken in reality, since taking a gander at the motorcade of Puff's exes and a lot of children he has. Fans were genuinely stunned to see titles expressing that Diddy's protector had seen his guardian, had seen his manager having an experience with individual rapper J. Rule as quality arrangement. Uncovered, Diddy expressed his craving to visit Jay in his lodging suite and requested his protector to watch the entryway while the two men were inside. Gia reviews that his then, at that point, supervisor let him know, Gene, you would rather not go inside the room. There's a ton of freaky stuff happening inside there. Clearly, it was not up to quality to address anything, considering he was there taking care of his business. Yet it seemed as though Diddy was most certainly tanked and not acting objectively at that point, and vanished behind the Jay's entryway for quite a long time, while quality was standing just external in closeness, sharing his experience of that wild night. Tale referenced that he saw Diddy and Jay leaving the room wearing only towels. And there are many motivations to recommend the idea of the rapper's action. You must utilize your psyche. How they was doing those, it appears as though Diddy doesn't control himself when he drinks a ton, and Sneak Home Slice has seen a ton of more out of control things at Diddy's gatherings, in light of the fact that with how much liquor being poured, dislike the music magnate or his visitors are restricting themselves to one margarita, and with Diddy's way of behaving and requests getting increasingly more odd. Sneak Home Slice accepts that his companion will before long lose the trust of youthful rappers and individuals quit working with Diddy in spite of Diddy's impact being a path to distinction, cash, and achievement. And we've seen a ton of instances of his mentorship and how being under the care of him lifts individuals' vocations higher than ever. More big names, like rapper Mace conflict with Diddy,
Youthful
and
gifts,
to
even
never work with him. I surmise working with Diddy, a company's specific administration's youthful rappers are obliged to give consequently. And in spite of the fact that it's never suggested, in light of the fact that you realize Diddy isn't precisely yelling about his direction from the roof. So when the substance track with Terrible Kid is marked, and a young fellow is guaranteed cash, and a spot in the hip bounce local area, it feels odd for the overwhelming majority to back up, and their lives are getting unavoidably demolished as a result of these things, as May said. When I see the hurt and the aggravation of others on Terrible Kid, that rouses me to offer something. Well, when one individual goes vocal about such things, it starts spreading like a plague. And clearly individuals are getting increasingly more mindful with regards to these commitments. And surprisingly, working with him since he previously destroyed certain individuals in the past. There's a story that Diddy once had the potential chance to sign 50 Penny to Terrible Kid Records, yet chose not to. And something lets me know it was 50's choice not to enter any upsetting relationship with this individual right up to the present day. Many individuals are certain that they committed a tremendous error. Since 50 Penny is a skilled performer, there were hypotheses about what might have conceivably happened on the grounds that these two rappers cooperating would change hip jump and make something incredible. As rapper Tony Io said, many individuals don't have the foggiest idea about this story. 50 went to Diddy for Awful Kid. Many individuals don't realize that we had the gathering. And it was insane to such an extent that David didn't sign him. I realized that was one of the greatest mix-ups of Awful Kid. Well, everything turns out to be clear when you hear 50 Penny's side of the story. The rapper expressed that Diddy was offering him something different, separated from working. And as the rapper uncovered, the music maker welcomed him to go out to shop together. And the idea of this proposition was very disturbing on the off chance that you don't realize all around. Let me let you know that a challenge to go out to shop is a renowned code word for inquiring as to whether he needs to attach. And 50 was surely upset by this recommendation, advised me to take me shop. I saw him like, what did you say? Well, 50 was savvy not to consent to Diddy's recommendations, but rather there's a lot of youthful gifts and rappers who truly expressed yes to the music magnate. And many fans continue to consider what compelled them manage Diddy on the grounds that the entire world is familiar with his wild way of behaving with regards to constraining his prestige, serving him in an extremely intriguing manner. As one individual thought of a Fugone, not realizing they think they'll arrange to support their professions, and the other 97s are dreadful, very much like him. And someone else remarked, Diddy is the Harvey Weinstein of hip bounce. Clearly, Diddy finds out how his activities turn out unrebuffed for a really long time. And he doesn't mind what individuals will say or conjecture. Well, sooner or later, the music portable may coincidentally uncover himself like he previously did while discussing his other prestige client. I've as of late made a video about Diddy's effect on Usher's life. And allow me to let you know a few fans are certain that Diddy's schooling didn't end in requiring 14-year-old attendant